All right, so yesterday, phys ed class again for me. This time I cut down on the drills and actually managed to get into the whole gymnasium game. I had a little bit of issues during the drill. The kids still aren't understanding what I was wanting them to do, and then I realized they're grade 5s. They've never played team sports. They've played things out on the playground, sort of, but never an organized team sport thing. So I changed what I was doing a little bit in my instruction. When I was going to the groups, I was actually helping them move in order to do the different lanes and being open. And then it seemed like more of them were getting it. Not all of them, but more of them. I had one group that ended up being all of the kids who don't participate or have autism or whatever.
Don't want to play off, girl.
Yeah, and that was probably a mistake, although I'm not really sure because then they weren't in the groups of kids that were catching it. And they were having fun.
They were having fun.
They were throwing the beanbag wherever they felt like, they were throwing it over each other, they were doing different things, and they were having fun and they were engaged. So I still haven't decided if that was a mistake or not. I kind of did it on purpose at the time, and then as they were playing, I was like, oh crap, what did I just do? When I moved to the big game, the kids weren't throwing the beanbag fast enough.
Oh, they were all just
getting
like,
mugged.
It was like a blob. Whoever had the beanbag, it was just like a blob of other people.
Just surround them, like,
I don't
literally.
think they fully understood the concept of like blocking.
Yeah.
So they all thought they were like
Just wrapping their arms around. I know, and I'm like, you can't touch that.
Yeah.
So if I was doing it again, I think I would put in a one arm length rule.
And like maybe one.
And only one blocker of from each team. And so at the same time, I don't know, that maybe defeats my purpose of wanting them to create laneways and pass quickly, which is actually what I was kind of trying to work on. So that's why I started counting down on them, because what was happening is they would hold the beanbag, then they would get mugged. If they threw it quickly, they didn't get mugged. One thing I would like to mention is the little autistic guy who managed to intercept, and normally he's in his own world. And during the
Your
game,
last class, he was having fun too.
Yeah,
He was like
in the
smiling,
gymnasium, he was
laughing.
having fun, and so, but yeah, he actually intercepted the beanbag and passed it, and so I was pretty excited about that.
He was too.
Yeah, he was too. Big smile.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was so happy. Ashley was super happy about that too.
I think overall, I'm going to mark this one up as a success. There's definitely some things I would still adjust if I was doing it again or if I was continuing. But I think overall, I'm going to say that this worked out, and they actually did understand the concepts.
At the game.
Some of them were learning about laneways and passing quickly. I did have a few come and complain to me about people who stood there and held it because then they wrecked the game. So they were getting the concept. Let's move on to your funness. So what did you do?
I had this fantastic idea to organize their buddy craft yesterday so it's grade 5, 6, and then their buddies are grade 1s.
And I will not be doing this, by the way.
Yeah.
I've already turned it down.
Yep, I will never do that again. So I came up with this cool idea. It's a really easy, quick craft, like with watercolors and salt. It just makes a cool frosty pattern on the paper. So I was having them do that, and then the plan was for them to cut out some snowflakes to paste on to their little pieces of paper after, just for like a decoration.
Sounds really good.
Sounds super easy,
I was actually
right?
kind of excited.
Yeah, super easy. Like, they'll have time afterwards even probably. No, that was a lie. It was wrong. It was a nightmare.
We could have used about 4 more adults.
You know what? It wasn't even like the lack of staff, because we had 5 people, like adults with the kids. It wasn't even so much that, it's like I didn't know how many paintbrushes they had. Ashley never really told me specifically how many they had, and then I'm thinking in my head like, okay, we'll split it into 3 groups, but not kind of like being like, okay, well, I was thinking each group of like each of the 3 groups
kids or something.
Would be whatever, and they can share their materials. But then I get there and it's like, oh, each group has 16 students in it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we don't have enough stuff. So they had to like share their paintbrushes, and they had to share the, I was coming around with salt, but then like all these 3 groups were in different areas, like one was in the classroom, one was in the hall, and one was in the library. So it was like, I can't be everywhere for this. It was just terrifying.
It was a good learning thing.
Oh my gosh, I'll never do buddies again.
I think both of us learned a lot.
Oh
though.
yeah, you're welcome. They all got their stuff done though, thankfully.
Do you want to pull your phone out and show a couple pictures?
Oh yeah.
She did snap a couple pictures, just the ones that turned out good. We'll just see if she can get them here on her phone, and we'll hold it up close to the camera. But there was a couple that turned out pretty neat.
Yeah, so should I just hold it right up?
Yeah, just hold it up towards the camera. There, you can see here what it looks like.
I don't know if you can see. So.
Yeah, it's not showing up. There we go, a little bit.
That one, and then this one was a little Rashid's. His turned out really well. I don't know if you can really tell.
I think probably good enough to tell what's going on.
Yeah.
So even though it was chaos and scary,
and
I think they had fun.
I think maybe, yeah. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I was just panicking the entire hour that it went on for. That was like the longest. It felt like an eternity, that class. I'm so glad that is.
It was
over
interesting.
now.
I'll give you that much.
It was terrifying. It was
so next week, what are you doing?
Next week, I'm doing phys ed.
Right.
So,
any idea what activities?
Yeah, I think I'm going to.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do what Jasmine and Alana did for their phys ed lesson plan, the using basketball movements and putting it into a dance, because they're going to be starting basketball shortly, and they go to their music class and dance all the time anyways, and they love it, so I'm sure that they'll be fine with that.
And I'm going to do something. Actually, not sure what.
Well, great.
She's been teaching diversity of life in her science class.
Right.
Started on classification, and I'm supposed to do something. So yeah, we'll see what that looks like next week.
Woo,
Talk to you later.
Probably won't be worse than mine. Okay.